going to get across between Africa and Europe with how close the two countries are. Is Ibu on the ball looking to play it out wide to Fofana. Fofana's bringing it out now. Ibu's playing on the left as well, so be interesting to see how he copes with that.
I think he has played on the left in the likes of League Cup games and that in the past. I can't remember what game it was. I think it was one of the first times that he started on the left-hand side. He may have been with Gomez or Matip, but it was one of the first games in the League Cup. I think it might have been last year where you saw him actually kind of begin to marshal the defence and kind of screaming and shouting at lads to get into position.
Oh, they're just replaying there the shot they had on Lloris. Lloris got a good hand to it. It was a good hand, good strong hand away, but you always feel at 1-0, Lloris will give you a chance. You know, he's one of those players, isn't he? But quick moving the ball now back from Griezmann to Ibu, out to Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez had to work to keep that ball under control. Mbappe looking for space and just standing still and letting the game pass around him. And now he's on the ball. And simple out to Varane. Jules Koundé is moving forward now. Ousmane Dembele on the ball. And France looking to just manage the situation now. Morocco, all 11 behind the ball in their own half. 2 banks of 4. Or banks of 5, 4-5-1 really with... There is you can throw a blanket over the lot of them.
Yeah,
there's not much space there at all.
It'd be interesting. I didn't see anything today or any reasons why Upamecano hasn't started or Canal.
Apparently it's illness.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Upamecano and Rabiot are both ill, so
nothing to do with the fact that he was absolute dog shit against England.
No, and in fairness, I hope Ibu shows his worth, and I think he will.
Yeah.
Because someone was saying it in the chat, is it about time that France admit that Ibu is their best centre-back? I think he's in the conversation, because whatever about in a red shirt, in a blue shirt for France, Varane has been there, seen it done, it, bought the t-shirt, and won the lot. So, you know, it's one of those, like, until Varane does something in the France shirt to warrant not being picked. There's Dembele putting pressure on the ball. Mazwari, I think. Bayern Munich right wing back that they picked up from Ajax last season is playing a left wing back for Morocco tonight. But make no mistake, their key for attack and defense is going to be Hakimi. Everything good will come from him. But Morocco moving it around at the minute and gets past Fofana, but Fofana gets back at him and wins a free kick.
These are going to be massive, I think, for Morocco because, like you said, Lloris has a flap in them, so they need to be throwing these in and around. And he has a fumble.
Yeah, and Ziyech is a good set piece delivery as well. The only thing I'd say is when you look at that French lineup, they are pretty big. You know, they're big, strong in the air. And I didn't realize that apparently they were showing in the stats before the game that Tchouaméni had the most recoveries in that game against England, where I mean he was really made to work in that last game. He was brilliant on the day as well. Look at that touch from Ousmane Dembele, looking to take it out wide, so comfortable on the wings. But it's probably the first time in his entire career where he's been able to put a sustained, virtually 12 months together. MC, I don't know, my man. I haven't looked deep into it. I know France have had a history of players playing for France that weren't born in France. Zidane being probably the most famous.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of kind of Algerian and I think was Vieira. Where was Vieira born? It's the same as Ireland, really, isn't it?
It is exactly the same as Ireland.
Scotland, Wales, England.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Very similar, but Morocco looking to put a press on the ball, but the press is coming from. It was actually interesting. I just saw Ziyech telling the midfielders to stay in position and let the forward players go and press the ball. If they turn it over, great. If not, at least they're forcing France to make a decision earlier than what they normally would. Lovely take on the turn by Boufal.
nice.
Has to be looking wide. Ball goes out wide. Can he get a shot off? Shot, I think. Did it take a deflection going out from Ziyech? No, but that was a lovely turn on run from Boufal. Again, just took the ball and gambled that there was no one behind him. Lovely pass out. Has to do better there. Really needs to be working to keep it from these kind of efforts.
I think he got a touch that he didn't necessarily mean just before he hit it.
Is Giroud on the ball? Shot!
Oh!
Whoa. He leathered that one. I tell you what, if the keeper was stood there, I think the keeper and all was going in goal. That was a rasper.
That's Saiz again. Look, he's definitely not right.
Off the post.
It was just only
That's
the fact that it was
willy on
bending
that.
away from the goal.
He's having a great tournament, Olivier Giroud. 4 goals. You know, his swan song, really. Probably did, at the turn of the year, even at the start of the season, he probably didn't expect to play at a World Cup. He might have expected to go, but I doubt he'd have expected to play.
Yeah.
But the injury to Benzema,
you can see
what enabled them.
Saiz is not moving well at all there.
No. Number 18, I think. Let me just have a quick look. I think number 18 is the guy that West Ham paid. No, it's El Yamik is number 18. They've had to make a change. Number 20 is Dari. So they must have made a change before
I think
the game started.
I think Saiz is getting the hoop here as well.
Oh, it's not good, man. Yeah, they must have had to make a change before the game started because that wasn't the back line I saw at the start of the game.
I think that's what somebody said, was it?
Aguard.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that West Ham paid 30-odd million for, and he was slated to start. So
it doesn't look great when you're taking a lad off who looks like half of a mummy, and the fella that's coming on has just as many bandages on him.
Yeah. You can imagine he ain't going to be playing for Wolves anytime soon either, so it's lovely take inside again for Hakimi. Working it back to Amrabat on the ball. Nice touch out wide. Back out to Ziyech, looking for the cross. On his left foot, goes deep. Lloris cleans up well. France going again with Fofana. They've been playing this 4-2-3-1 with Griezmann in that free role, and they've just been really good at it. They've been so measured at it.
Yes, Rabiot and Upamecano are suffering from illness.
Yeah. Matt is saying there that Aguard was in the team until 10 minutes before kickoff, so it must have been a change before the game. An enforced change, which is massive. Oh, Saiz is at Besiktas now. I didn't know that. I thought he was still at Wolves. That's a fair point, Matt. You're absolutely right. I'll take my look. There's Griezmann on the ball. That's a foul. That has to be a foul. And in fairness, Mbappe should actually shut his mouth and walk away. Because he's just turning around and shouting and roaring at the ref. It was a blatant. He just pushed him off the ball. Yes. Feel for Saiz here. 20 minutes in. Yeah. You were right when you called at the start that he was he was going to be struggling. But is it a centre back they're bringing on?
No, it's a midfielder. Amala. Is that what it is? Number 15? I'm just looking at it here from Standard Liège. I think that's who they're bringing on.
Well, it'll be one of two things then. If it's it's number 15,
Yeah.
Amala.
Yeah.
If either they're going to go to a back four, maybe try to put pressure and match him up, play 4-2-3-1, or Amala drops into midfield and no, they're going to a back four.
Okay, and
Amala
has played 9 games and has scored 4 for Standard Liège in the Belgian First Division so far this season.
Good. Well, Amrabat is split into 2 centre backs and coming to collect the ball. Here he is on the ball now. Well, France are going to have to readjust to this because I don't think this is going to temper the 2 full-backs to stay back.
Oh, loose.
Here's Mbappe on the ball now, out to Theo Hernandez. Mbappe looking for it back again. It's a massive battle down that side with Hakimi because 2 teammates know each other inside out. Good mates as well. Seeing it in the tunnel that they're having a laugh and a joke before kickoff. And well won back by Morocco, and they look to go again.
There was a stat just came up there a second. I'm not sure what he said.
Yeah, ball recoveries.
Time to recover the ball. Yeah, so and Morocco are recovering it quicker than France.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact is that they're recovering it, but they're recovering it and they're able to keep it.
Yeah,
which is unlike what.
There's no sense of panic or anything about them. Not the way normally when you've got a team that maybe aren't up to the standard of the team they're playing, they kind of panic. Yeah. Nobody wants to hold on to the ball. They just want to get rid of it every time they get the ball. They seem very comfortable on it.
MC asked there, if England had a Pep or a Klopp, do you think that England could win the World Cup quite comfortably? No. Purely and simply because you look at what Pep and Klopp does, it's daily, repetitive training, day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out. I look at what international managers have at best. At best, they might have 10 days with a squad. They don't get to pick it or to go and buy it. They inherit it. They get it for a week and a half, and then they don't see him again for another 3 or 4 months. And then they have to go and do it all over again. I think it's a thankless job, international football management, to be honest. And I think Pep and Klopp would really struggle in international football.
Yeah.
I think it would frustrate the living daylights out of them that they don't get to do or to work with the players as much as what they want to. Bono whips it out to Hakimi and goes long. It wasn't Hakimi then, it was a centre back, but he split really wide. Free kick, fouled by Ibu. I like that. Difference between Ibu and Mbappe. Ibu knows the foul, he just hands up, walks away, smile. Yeah, I know, I got him. Yeah, he just caught him. Yeah, it wasn't your man standing leg like so. Conte's tactical nous and astuteness is the easiest thing in the world to coach. It's the easiest thing in the world to coach is to coach a side to be defensively sound and solid, and look to play on the counter. That's what Conte does. He doesn't change. He goes from 5-2-3, stay back. You hit on the counter. You're not worried about possession. You're not worried about anything like that. That's why I look at Conte and you think, yeah, that's the easiest thing in the world to coach when you're an international manager. Play back 5, be defensively sound, stay in the game as long as you can. If you nick it, great. Yeah, you're right, Matt. It does, and that's why Southgate was was a pragmatist that got him to semi-finals and the final. But the difference between international, shot, nothing. Club football, I think at the highest level, fans won't tolerate that, or if they do, they won't tolerate it.
Nice.
Yeah, ref gives it again, and that is a cheeky foul. We've done him twice there now. It's a nice turn as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely.
But I mean, the thing is, you look at this. Morocco could go to a World Cup final having conceded 2 goals. They don't score that many, though.
No.
And they've just proved that as long as you're defensively sound, Greece win at Euros like it.
Yeah. Oh!
He's given a free kick the other way, and he's given a booking to Boufal.
Is it for a foul or is it for a dive?
No, I think it's for a foul. I'm sorry, that's a penalty.
How is that?
That is a stonewall penalty. How is that a foul? How on earth is that a foul by Boufal on Hernandez? Did I miss the day they were showing football in football school? When we were going, what the hell? What have I just seen? And they're not even showing a replay of it. They're showing a replay of the goal. And yeah, it was a nice goal. It was a poxy goal, but it was a lovely goal. It was a nice finish, but it was a pure poxy goal. Yellow, yeah, John was saying a yellow card for Boufal for fouling Theo. How's it a foul? If anything, it was the other way. I thought it was the other way around.
I think you probably need to see it another couple of times.
I need to see it another angle because your first instinct was it was a dive.
Yeah, I thought he had given it to him for a dive. Well, my first initial reaction was I thought it might have been a penalty. And the fact that he booked it forward, I thought, oh, okay, maybe it was a dive. But then there was a coming together, all right.
Right.
Yeah, Chris says it there as well. That's more of a penalty than a yellow card. There just doesn't seem to be that much in the way of protest from the players.
We're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's like
they've not shown
FIFA are controlling the replays that the national broadcasters aren't. So we haven't. Milan, it's a lovely win back by Morocco, and Boufal is on the ball, looking at Koundé, eyeing him up, looking for the chop back. Giroud wins it back off of Amrabat, and Amlala, I can't pronounce his name, but number 15 comes back. Yeah, it's a foul, but it's nothing more than a foul. It's nothing more than a foul, but they look capable in the counter, didn't they?
Yeah, I was just about to say. So we're 24 minutes. 24 minutes since the goal, and other than Giroud shot off the post, it's been fairly even.
Yeah.
Matt, there was one replay, but it's from a really bad angle.
Well, we'll see what they say at halftime in the studio, but I just think I'm not at it a minute. Wow. It's a lovely ball inside. Look how wide. Look left.
Lovely football here.
Goes right to Hakimi.
He's always
back
got
onto his left foot. As Ziyech.
Yeah.
Boufal on the ball. Boufal. Oh, nice touch. He's onside as well. shot from distance, but
Was he?
he
I'm
looked
not
onside
sure.
to me.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Buffal chops it back. Yeah, he's off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bad TV angle. Not my bad eyesight whatsoever.
But that's where the flag needed to go up, like not 2 passes later.
Yeah, when you're that sure, you just stick it up like. But half an hour gone, and I would say it's 1-0 France. France are not in control of this.
No.
They're anything but.
They looked like when they got the early goal, I thought, hang on, they might absolutely steamroll them now. But Morocco have held their own ever since that goal.
Yeah.
Like I said, bar the Giroud shot off the post, there's not been much else happening. Morocco are actually 58% to 42% possession stats so far. Oh, that's nice by
Nisri on the ball. Ibu wins it, and with his left foot plays a ball up the line for Mbappe to get on, and Mbappe flops it. But it's gone out for a French throw. Yeah, Chris, Mbappe, a couple of Mbappe's cutouts, his interceptions have been really good so far. He's been really aggressive with his defending, getting out in front of the ball. He's been really good so far. Kimi on the ball, brought down by Mbappe. And Morocco on the goal again. You gotta give them credit, man, because look, they've gone to a back four. The fullbacks are going on. They're taking risks. And this is the risk now. There's Mbappe on the ball. Referee's playing advantage because that was a clear foul. Shot from Tchouameni, and Giroud is offside. I think Giroud did Bono a favour there. It was Theo Hernandez coming forward, and yeah, whoa, that was a pretty bad one. Stamp in over the ball, right onto his foot from Daffy. That's gonna sting. From Dari, sorry. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be butchering names all night, so just don't worry about that. It's Griezmann on the ball. And again, Dembele is giving him plenty of width. Looks up on his right foot. Oh, I think that might have gone out for a corner, you know. That's why he should have done better there. Needed to read that. Yeah, Gvardiol rumoured to be 100 million. Fofana was 70. Ibu at 36. Gets more laughable by the day. Yeah, I think the fact that we got Ibu for 36 million, other clubs, selling clubs, have wised up to it. You know, they've wised up to how important these centre backs are, because there ain't that many of them at this level out there.
Oh.
And high, wide, and handsome for Fofana, I think. Yeah. I think it was Red Steve was talking about him in the Telegram chat as one to maybe look at for the future for us. He's having a good season in France. You can see he's a competent midfielder.
I think the thing about us getting Konate so cheap is that he hadn't really kind of exploded. It was probably he hadn't really kind of exploded, whereas, do you know what I mean? These other boys have worked up like a reputation.
Yeah.
It was kind of seen as being everybody was after Upamecano, whereas we went after Konate, which is probably a surprise in the end to some. But I think Keith had said all along that he preferred Konate over Upamecano.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they're in.
Is Mbappe in and in behind? looks to get it across and just can't keep his feet. But ball goes in for Giroud and it's just wide. Oh, you'd fancy him on his strong left foot from there. Mbappe looks like he's just sickened that someone else nearly scored and it wasn't him. Not that he's selfish in any way, shape, or form, but there you go.
Great ball.
Lovely run in behind. But Giroud, ball comes back to Giroud. He had plenty of time to set himself. And had enough time to take a touch. 35 minutes to what? 10 minutes to go to half time. Still only 1-0. Plenty of life left in this game at the minute. But France have shown they are dangerous on the break.
I think Morocco have. Oh no.
Zal Nisri tries to play the dummy, but it was well read by Varane.
Oh.
That's just coming together. I don't think there's anything much in that, is there?
No.
I think it was just a coming together. I don't think there was he definitely didn't go over the ball.
I think he more just stood his ground, didn't he?
Probably a foul, no more than that. Yeah. Yeah, they are, Oisin. I agree with you. It's good physical, hard game so far.
But not dirty either, like, do you know what I mean? It's
one or two have been borderline where like they've lunged in for the ball and got the players.
They always look awful in slow motion, though. And that's what
you're
we've
seeing a lot
more
more of that.
Go on, yeah.
No, I was going to say you're seeing an awful lot more of that type of tackle, that foot over the ball, trying to block the ball, rather than it just seems to be more. You're seeing it more and more.
Yeah.
And whether it's because the players are wearing blades and not studs, or what, but I'm amazed you're not seeing more broken bones in people's feet.
Yeah, I mean, because the boots these days are made of nothing either. Like, I mean, you go in and you pick up a decent pair of boots in a sports shop, and like they literally weigh next to nothing.
Yeah.
So there's no protection whatsoever in the boots the lads are wearing. Like, I think they should definitely show any replays on any tackles like that need to be shown in real time.
Yeah,
not this slowed down.
I think the main reason why you'll slow it down is to see where the contact was.
Yeah.
And the identity of a player, of who made the tackle or who made a tackle. But in general, I don't think it makes a blind bit of difference what speed a tackle goes at. You're expecting these referees to be able to tell the difference between slow motion.
I mean, if we can tell that it looks worse slowed down, they should be able to take that into consideration as well.
They should do, but if they're not experienced enough to know that, it's a lovely ball in for Griezmann again. How did he pick up that much space there? Lovely tackle.
Nice tackle.
Round the back.
I think he's claiming he kicked it off him.
I'd be surprised if he did. Because he looked like he was going with his wrong foot as well. Look.
Ooh.
Goes with his left out.
50-50.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be mistiming that one because he went with his wrong leg there. Griezmann looking to put it in. Let's see who's looking for space. Ibu would be a real threat here, but Varane is looking for the second run.
That's poor corner.
Poor corner. Looking for the short one for Varane. That's should do better there. And that's a.
I think the initial run was but I think the initial run was more so for it to be a header, and he.
Yeah.
That dart to the front post is normally a flick-on header.
Yeah, it was a poor one. What have you made of Amrabat so far?
Yeah, he looks. I've just been watching him there. Like, he looks solid enough. He looks composed on the ball as well. He's not one that kind of rushes the passes. I don't want to say, just the way he moves around kind of reminds me a little bit of Henderson.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He looks solid. Like I said, I've not seen enough of him to have any kind of real opinion on him. I didn't get to see any of the Portugal game, but in this now he looks decent enough. He's always willing to show for it. He always wants the ball.
Yeah.
So that's always good. Yeah. He's not going.
There isn't anything not to like about what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't any alarm bells going.
The only alarm bell going is like, would he have been a player that you would even have considered before the World Cup? Always dangerous going for players based off the performance at a World Cup.
I agree with that, but at the same time, don't watch a lot of European football.
Yeah.
Not that much. Not that detailed. No doubt in my mind that there are players out there that can come in and do a job. You don't have to have 22 world-class players. You know, you have to have the right blend.
Look, we've spoken an awful lot about what we need to get. Like our midfield is a functional midfield. They don't all have to be player midfielders. And we've spoken about having like a Milner-esque or another Henderson-esque kind of player in there. It doesn't necessarily have to be 70, 80 million pound player.
No.
Look at what we got with Gini for what was he, 25 million?
25 million, yeah.
He didn't even come in as a midfielder. He came in as more of a well, not that they bought him as more of a 10, but he was playing as more of a 10, and then comes in and transforms into, like, Gini was like priceless to us in those couple of seasons. Do you know what I mean? Just because he wasn't scoring goals, like, there is an awful lot of people that will look at it and he's not getting any assists and he's not getting any goals, but like the job that he does do kind of went unnoticed. A bit like Mascherano as well. You'd have an awful lot of people out there that would never have rated Mascherano, but the job that he did, like getting his toe on things, breaking things up, that's as important as assists or scoring goals.
Massively so.
And it's the unfortunate thing is it's that one kind of nearly role or that one position in a football team that it's not fancy, it's not flair, it doesn't really get the plaudits enough.
Yeah. It's a lovely pass in behind.
Nice from Kanate
well cut
again.
out by. Good read by Ibu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a corner. It's good defending.
He didn't take his eye off it either. It wasn't make the tackle. No. He kept his eye because he had to stop it again. Right out in the centre. That's only his sixth international cap.
Yeah,
Kanate, and he said just the way he's reading the game is really good.
Besides, put the ball in. Header by.
Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God!
The technical term.
As he was going for it, I thought, oh no, and Jesus, he pulled it off.
Let's have a look. Possibly, Giroud gets a good height and clearance on it. He just shaped it up, man. It
came out with shin as well.
Yeah. Fair play to Lloris for getting across because he saw it lining it up. But
I think he had it covered.
There's El Nisri, the Seville striker. Yeah,
that's some effort, all the same.
Oh, massive!
They
massive
keep France
effort.
on their toes as well.
Yeah, they're keeping them honest. You know, I mean, France are still it's 1-0. I think another goal wins it. Another goal for France kills it completely. But they're a live wire. And some of the passing in and around has been really good. As Ibu on the ball again, gets himself between him. And that's a foul surely on Kanate.
I thought it was as well, yeah.
But he's not giving it. He's giving the corner. They'll have another go. 3 minutes of additional time.
They need to make the most of these set pieces as well.
But it looks like they're switching it to be an out-swinging corner this time. Ziyech has walked away from... Oh, he's gone back to get the ball. He's gone back in. So it's going to be another in-swinger. Got to keep it away from Giroud. I can imagine the atmosphere is crazy there at the minute. Lovely deep corner. Lloris comes to claim it and gets there eventually. Calls for it. Hakimi gets up early. But Lloris comes and claims it. Glad to see the referee didn't give a foul for that. Because it wasn't a foul. It's Koundé on the ball. And... what's he coming over there? Just get on with the game. Shut up. These referees want to be part of the action. Shut up and be quiet and blow the whistle when you need to. God's sake. Minute and a half to go. Wonder if they've got a long throw in him.
Yeah.
Foul?
We're looking for that.
Yeah.
I don't like that now.
But foul, stop it. There's no need of
Yeah,
that.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I hate seeing it. I hate seeing it. Go and give him one then if he wants one.
If I was a ref and someone did that to me, I'd book them.
I would. Absolutely. I remember when they first brought it in. And that was the way it was supposed to be. Flashing
Yeah, it was
yellow
trying
cards
to
like
rule it
that.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, you want the yellow card so badly, have one. It's a good delivery.
That was a great delivery.
Lloris coming dealt with it well.
Oh, no, Amrabat. Oh,
he's fouled.
Okay.
Giroud, Mbappe hold him back. It is a foul. Hang on, are they? Amla is asking for a penalty, and I'll tell you what is Tchouameni doing there? He has every right to ask for it.
I think the look at the ref as he was falling down probably would take a little bit away from it. Oh, Jesus.
Nearly gets on the end of it. But I don't get, what are defenders trying to achieve in a VAR age? Putting two hands on a forward inside the box. And at the start of the tournament, they were given those. Then it stopped. But it's back again now where defenders... all it is basically is defenders don't know how to defend. They don't know how to read the ball. They don't trust themselves to read the flight of the ball, so they're quite happy to rugby tackle them or do whatever to just stop them getting a run on it. It's just laziness. That's all it is.
Yeah, Oshin is right there saying encouraging for Morocco that end to the half, Sean. Yeah,
it was, yeah. Yeah, they were definitely lively in there. John, I say if you don't ask, you don't get. You're right. And you put it in the ref's mind for the future, I suppose. You know, to be watching it again. And he has to be looking out for it now. Has to be.
So far, it's an Argentina-France final.
Yeah. It's probably the final that most people would want to see.
Yeah, I think it might have been yourself or Chris put it into the WhatsApp group and said try and figure before anything started. I think I had Brazil-France final. Yeah.
I don't think anyone in their right mind would have had Morocco. I wouldn't have had Morocco getting into the semi-final.
I don't think anybody would have probably Morocco getting out of their group.
I think when we did the previews, do you know what I'm going to do? When this is all over, I'm going to go back and probably watch the previews again and see how badly we got it wrong. Or how badly I got it wrong.
Yeah, I had the same, Jono. Yeah, Brazil-France final is what I had.
Because I think I had a Germany. It was Germany, Argentina, or Germany, France, maybe. I can't remember. But they're without doubt the biggest disappointment of the tournament, bar
Yeah.
none. You know, I mean, when it comes to
what do you think happens to Southgate? Does he jack it?
no, I think he stays. I think he should stay as well. For a few reasons. The Euros are coming up in 18 months' time. It's only a season and a half away. You know, it's not long. And the bulk of that squad is going to be the same again. It's not going to change that much. And they know what he wants. They know how he wants to play. And they were the better side against France. You know, and I still believe that the winner of that quarterfinal will go on and win it.
So
I think France will beat Argentina. Yeah, I think France will beat Argentina. But it's I think the other side of it is you look who's out there. Who would you bring in that's gonna do anything drastically different in 18 months?
That's the sensible thing to do. But do the media and the fans want Southgate to continue on?
I think do you know what? I think the media want him to stay. I think there's a big difference between, it's like Liverpool as well. There's a big difference between the online fan base and the general public. Because I think England achieved what they should have achieved at this World Cup, was getting to the quarterfinals. That was as good as that was the minimum what they should have got, and that's what they got. Anything more would have been a bonus. If they'd have beaten France, who are the current world champions, in a quarterfinal, would have been a massive achievement. But I think you play that game 10 times, England would win 3, France would win 3, and the rest would be draws. I think they're that tight. There's nothing in the two of them. I think the biggest rebuild of the lot is Germany. Germany have got such a massive task on their hands to rebuild from where they are for the last 2 tournaments. They're miles off where they expect to be. Absolute miles off where they expect to be. Well, I can't hear anything of what's being said here, but I think they'll look at the goal again. I want to see them look at that Buffal challenge, but they're looking at the goal again now. And it's amazing how Griezmann just brushed off the centre back to create the space. Scrambling
like
the box.
It's a slice of luck that it even gets to Hernandez. Like from the original angle when you were watching it live, it looked like it was just going to go to Bono.
Well, they're looking here to see if there was a foul, and there wasn't. It was just brilliant timing of the run, really, wasn't it? It was a lovely ball to find Griezmann as well. And Hernandez really did well to get his leg up and around that ball to get it down. There's 2 men on the line as well. Not an awful lot they could do about it. But Milan is saying there the German public boycotting the World Cup was an influence. I don't think it was. This German side, and you got to look at it over the last few tournaments. They've been a shadow of what Germany expect. And you look at before the 2006 World Cup, they had literally a project to rejuvenate German football. And I think they need to do the same again. But this is the second chance they're looking at now. The one for Giroud. He tries his best to wrap his left foot around it, but he needed a shout. He needed
a little bit more awareness. He could have even taken a touch.
He needed a shout to say, when what's going on there. John Summers asked, did we dodge a bullet on Sancho? The guy with training on his own with United. What do you think, Emmet? So I'll answer that in a minute. Yeah, this is the one that's coming up now, I think. Ball comes in. Hakimi, that was just a weak shot. No, they're not showing it.
I'm not sure whether dodge the bullet is. No, I think you could see a completely different Sancho at a different club. If I'm being perfectly honest, he's gone into a club where the change room was toxic there, with the likes of Pogba, even Ronaldo. But unfortunately, Sancho, he made the decision based on his bank balance rather than on his actual career, if you ask me. And maybe you don't want that type of player. There's no, he's a great player, but I don't think he's as good as everybody made out. I just think he probably would have got on a lot better if he had gone to a different club.
The way I look at it,
you might not even see him succeed at United.
No. When you got players coming out saying, or the manager coming out and saying that he's not physically or mentally ready to play, that would set alarm bells first and foremost if I was a Man United fan. Whatever about the physical side of it, he hasn't physically looked right for a while.
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever looked physically fit. At Manchester United, I don't think he's ever looked like the Jadon Sancho that we saw at Dortmund when he was getting all the attention. But when a manager comes out and says you're not mentally prepared, that is either and you're training on your own. That's not good.
The biggest issue with Manchester United is the contracts that they're handing out to players. Okay, so I think it's a boy, not him. Oh boy, not him. Says there he's on 300k a week. He gets paid that regardless of whether he plays, whether he scores, whether he assists. Yeah. That's sitting in his bank at the end of every week. And that was kind of nearly the problem with Pogba as well, or any of that. Like you've got Rashford is on. I think he's on around about 350 as well. But they get that regardless, right? And as much as everybody gives out that, Mane wasn't getting paid what he was worth. Nobody knows what Mane was getting paid. They know what his basic salary was, but they don't know what performance-based add-ons he was getting. And I think that's where you get the best out of players with the structure that we have is they have their 140, 150, 200 basic, but then they get performance add-ons as well. Like everybody was giving out that Salah was on 200 grand a week, but there was rumours that he was coming out with closer to 4 after all of the add-ons and bonuses. And I think that what they've done is they've made his basic slightly higher and his bonus is slightly less. So he may not necessarily be making a whole lot more than what he was earning. I think he just wanted more of it to be guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, Madge is making the point there.
That's the problem with United. The players win, lose or draw, they get paid at the end of the week. With Liverpool, it's you need to succeed to earn the big bucks. And that's the way it should be.
Madge Apple here is making a point. Sancho suffers from depression. Gave an interview to The Guardian a few weeks ago. Now look, I know the article that she's talking about. It's not the first time I've come across that. If he is suffering from depression and he's not mentally right, having your manager come out and say that in public that's what I said. That's what I mean by it's not good. I know that he suffers with his mental health, and in fairness, as far as I would have been concerned, that's best coming from him. And if there is a problem, I believe it's not up to the manager to come out and say it, especially in a pre-season, mid-season press conference that I'm guessing an innocuous question was fed to a journalist to ask, because there's no journalist is going to come out and ask about that unless they're fed.
So I'm guessing Ten Hag made those comments after that article you're talking about.
But if the article was a few weeks ago,
That's what I'm saying. So he's made
Yeah.
it since that article came out.
But
Even that's a shit show.
But the easiest thing in the world for Ten Hag to come out and say is, look, he's here, he's training, he's with us,
He's working
we're with
hard.
him,
Yeah.
he's getting up to speed. There's 1,000,001 ways to answer that question without turning around and saying he's not physically fit and he's not mentally right to play for us at the moment.
Yeah. Which
And
is
I know
only
it's Ten Hag
knocking his self-confidence even more.
And I know it's not his first language. I get that. But my God, there's ways and means of dealing with this stuff. I just think it's an absolute nightmare. I don't see how that's the right way to do it at all.
Yeah, I think Jono makes a good point there in saying that Jude Bellingham is the complete opposite to Sancho. He's choosing his next club, Liverpool, with a career, with a legacy, I think, in mind rather than his bank balance. Because, look, it's not like Bellingham is deciding whether he gets 10 grand a week or 300 grand a week. Like, if you're earning north of 150 grand a week, you're never going to want for money again. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah.
And there's only so much money you can spend.
Yeah.
Like, these boys are making money that they'll probably never even get to spend. So, if he's happy enough with and like I said, he could end up on 150, 200 a week, and then performance based on top of that. Like, he's never going to want for money again, regardless of where he
100% he's not. But
I think he's even said that himself, hasn't he? I think he's actually even come out and said that.
I think the one thing I like about one of the many things I love about Bellingham really is the fact that he's so level-headed that he's exactly what you want in a footballer. That look, he's turned around and say, okay, as long as I'm doing what I need to do on the pitch, the money and the riches and the trappings will come just naturally. You know, that side of the game evolves because of what you're doing on the pitch. If you're not doing it on the pitch, it won't happen for you. So, as someone said earlier, he's choosing his moves based on what he believes his destination is going to be. But that takes some serious cojones to believe at 16 or 17 that you're going to go to Borussia Dortmund and within a year be named the club captain, let alone get a regular, get game time. The fact that he's not just got game time, but he is like demanding everything that's coming at Dortmund. It's just unreal. It's phenomenal.
And do you know what's scary about Bellingham is as good as he is now, and like I said, I hadn't watched much of him for Dortmund, so I'm seeing more of him based on the World Cup as well, and that kind of level-headedness and composure isn't just in his personality, it's how he plays as well.
Yeah.
And he's so much more advanced and experienced than, and I hate saying Steven Gerrard at that age. Do you know what I mean? So his ceiling is like almost
it's true
limitless.
Do you know
what I mean?
Well, we've just kicked off here now. France
strange change there. I'm just looking. Morocco have brought on a defender, and I think they have taken off, if I'm not mistaken, that Onoy or whatever you pronounce, Ounahi.
Yeah, it was,
who I thought was actually playing really well. So
yeah, number 8.
Yeah.
It's listed as a centre mid, but
sorry, I tell a lie. He's taken off Maswari,
the left back.
Maswari, yeah, that's what it's saying here. Yeah,
Maswari, yeah.
So that's three defenders from their original lineup before the match started that are now gone. Saiss, Maswari, and that guy Agard, is it? Agard?
Yeah, but he wouldn't have affected their, as long as they did that before.
No. What I'm saying is the manager went into this game with a back 4 or a back 5 in mind,
yeah,
and 3 of them are already gone.
I think
second half.
I'm looking at this. I think it looks like they're sitting into kind of like a back three, but they've turned it over high up pitch here now. Can't get around Griezmann. You can't touch him there.
No.
Theo Hernandez on the ball, looking to bring it out, and Mbappe is away.
Slick.
Hakimi slipped in. Buffal or Amrabat is on him.
Wow.
Amrabat can't get close to him. And eventually goes out for a throw. But yeah, that was a really good take from Mbappe to skin Hakimi.
Completely took the defender out of the picture. And then Amrabat face planting in the 18-yard box.
Yeah. Hey, Mbappe will do that to plenty of players for the rest of his career. Wouldn't be judging anyone on that. But at least he was across the cover, Hakimi, because he can't have been expecting Hakimi to dive in like that and make such a mistake. But Griezmann's just found that pocket of space again.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, Mbappe slid in there on the keeper. Don't think there's anything much in it, but let's have a look.
I think Hakimi had learned his lesson from the last attack there. He used his body well against...
Yeah, he's on side. He has a little grab at him, but he let go in time. He just did enough to break his stride.
Yeah.
And yeah, he slid straight in, studs up into the keeper, but their ones forwards know what they're doing, but he's like, I'm protecting myself. But again, Griezmann picking up that pocket in that channel is so dangerous. France look a lot more secure in this opening 5 minutes of the second half, don't they? That 2 banks of 4, they look a lot more solid.
That's Atiyat Allah that just came on there. See him bombing on the left-hand side there. So
yeah,
they may be doing what you said there and kind of... They may have switched to a 3. You see Amrabat isn't as advanced as what he probably was in the first half, so he's probably going to be...
Yeah, I think they're kind of like...
in with them.
Cheating with the back 3 when they're defending. You know, they'll revert to 5 off the ball eventually. But on the ball, the wing backs go. Amrabat comes out to make himself available and leaves themselves with the 2 centre backs. There's Hakimi. Again, the ball comes out wide to boot to Ziyech. Ziyech crosses with his right foot for a change. No, that's not a foul. Well played, ref. This is where they got to be careful on Amrabat. That's a lovely ball.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely football. Caught up by Big Ibu. The big man at the back does his job. Mbappe opens up his legs.
Oh!
Keeps it in play and he goes again.
Amrabat
gets back at him and wins the ball. What a tackle! Sign him up, son.
That needed to be well-timed one. That needed to be really well-timed.
Oh, he just opened up the legs there and went for it. That was a shitter burst tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Christ almighty. He just went, yep.
If Mbappe gets his toe to that and gets it out of the way, he's in big trouble.
He's already looking back at the referee while he's rolling her on the ground. Yeah, it's going to sting a bit, but that was, Oisin said, a no-nonsense tackle. If you're 10 seconds late. Yes, we know we're 10 seconds late.
he's lying inside the 18-yard box. The tackle was outside of it.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. He had no right to get back at that. He left him for the... And it was brilliant burst of speed from Mbappe to get away down the line because he nicked it forward. He just went again. But
Chris said Mbappe will have to get used to that when he's playing for Liverpool in the FA Cup.
true, because, I mean, look, he ain't getting in ahead of Luis Diaz, to be honest, is he? And Darwin Núñez wouldn't have got caught. Now we've got the Moroccan wave of applause. Oh, I'm not saying a word. Anything I say here could be just, yeah, I'm not saying a word. Hakimi plays the ball in. Dermot Spillane, acrobat is everywhere, yeah. Amrabat is... He's proper Spider-Man, isn't he? He's just like legs everywhere. Love it. Foul with the cross. Oh! That was a serious shot! And Tchouameni gets it away, but the pressure is coming right back. Again. And France are under severe pressure here at the minute.
Oh, what a ball!
Lovely ball on the inside. Looking for the... Oh! What a cross. What a... Go on, Amrabat, on your right-hand foot. Shot, and team effort goes wide. But...
Ibu was a monster, isn't he?
Ibu is unreal. Lovely take on the inside. Does Fofana for Dustard.
It's like Ibu has noise in the back of his head there.
Yeah. Went with the runner. Well done, Ibu. Yeah, I agree with Matt. Ibu is man of the match so far. For France, anyway. He's been outstanding. You know. Varane does well there to get across El Shari Aswari as well, so credit where it's due. Still only 1-0 and 54 minutes gone. And you got to admit, they're looking more likely. Yeah, they could. I hope to get one. I really hope to get one because, in fairness, the football that they're playing, they warrant it. They deserve it. They're giving it a right go, and nobody expected it, myself included, to be able to put it up to France like this. Lovely ball again by Hakimi. And that is surely a foul by Fofana, but not given. Ball goes long up to Giroud, but Amrabat wins it in the air, stays strong. Yeah, Dermot is there saying if Upamecano was playing tonight, Morocco would be ahead. Konate has been France's best player. I think Ibu and Antoine Griezmann have been really good. Gotta give credit where it's due. Griezmann's positioning and his ability to pick up space, to find space, is second to none. When he's on form, he's brilliant. Giroud on the ball. Gonna say strong, but lost it. It's gone out for a Morocco throw. Back to Amrabat, who lets it go to the centre back, and Amrabat's back on the ball again. Looking for movement up front, and there it is. It's Ziyech with Hakimi on the outside this time. Lovely take again. Well won. Anything much going on?
Nothing. Just the ball broke up for Griezmann, and the player getting back puts his hand on his shoulder. Griezmann goes to the ground. You can't be giving him the option to go down, and and the referee fell for it as well.
It's cleared up the line by Theo Hernandez, and
it's been all Morocco.
It has been all Morocco, yeah.
And the only time France are getting forward is like you said, counter-attacks. I'm shocked that Mbappe is as deep as he is there now. Like you said, I'd have him sitting up on the halfway line.
Yeah, you may as well now.
Because defensively, he doesn't really do anything anyway.
No. And in fairness, you can run off him all day long, lad. That's
decent.
Really good play. And there's Griezmann on the penalty spot, sweeping up. You know, for a guy who spent the vast majority of his career playing as a striker, he's settled into that midfield role like a duck to water. He's just really looks like he's enjoying life there.
I thought Deschamps made a comment. It was kind of near. I think it was probably a tongue-in-cheek comment, because you know this whole thing about Atletico are only bringing him on like on 60 minutes and all this, and because I think it's, if he plays a certain percentage of games or a certain amount of minutes per game, they have to pay 40 million more to Barca, and they're just literally taking the piss out of Barca, and they're not playing him. But the shop made a comment the other day saying that the Griezmann is really fresh because he's not actually playing that much.
Yeah, but you could say the same. There's a few players in that boat. You look at Ziyech for Morocco, not getting his game at Chelsea. He's definitely a quality player, but he probably doesn't give you enough in a Chelsea shirt going the other way. And he's, you know, whatever it is that they just don't fancy him or what, I don't know. But it's a nice ball by Ibu, looking for Griezmann. Griezmann wins it out to Ousmane Dembele, looking for the run of Giroud, and it's just played behind him. Poor cross, really. Is Amrabat on the ball? 35 minutes to go for Morocco to get back into this. They're giving it
I think they're worth a goal here. I think they're worth a goal.
I do as well, but I think they've had their most joy when Ziyech and Hakimi have been interlinking down this side. But France seem to have snuffed that out a bit more now. You know, they've cottoned onto it. They're a bit wiser to it.
More changes now.
Yeah, they're going to get more aggressive and take more risks. Get more frustrated as well with the lack of experience at this level.
Giroud going off, Thuram coming on, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, Giroud is the seasoned pro. He's just milking it. But Thuram, for a guy who he wasn't supposed to be here. You know, the only reason he's at the tournament is because of a injury to Nkunku. And that's gone out for. He's given a goal kick. I thought.
I thought it came off him last.
Yeah, I thought it was a corner. That. Morocco making a change, bringing on number 9. Hamdallah
plays for Al Ittihad.
Yeah, he's been around a while. El Nisri gave it. You know, he was the man who scored against Portugal. The highest jump in the World Cup. That goal, apparently, he was a meter off the ground.
Who's this?
Over a meter off the ground. El Nesri when he scored that goal for against Portugal. But yeah, they look like they're bringing on everything now. They're not leaving anything in reserve.
Abukal is at Toulouse, 22. Let me see. Stats wise, played 15, scored 3. So
maybe as a bench option, you wouldn't know. So Ziyech, look at that. They're constantly trying to make that run from out to in. Ball floated across. Unlucky. Lloris snaps it up. And the thing is, France, if they upped it, could finish this, but Theo Hernandez looking to get the ball in. Referee needs to get a move on here. Thuram on the ball. Yeah, he's buying it. It's a foul. You know, he's frustrated. This is the frustration now. Yeah, he just stood there. He bought it, and that's it. That's good play. That's not good play. But it's good forward play to buy the foul, but the rest of it, forget it. And Varane has gone forward. I wonder if Ibu's gone up as well. Goes all the way across. Good ball. It's Koundé. Mbappe. Shot deflected. Varane wins it and it's cleared out to the edge of the penalty box and back eventually with Bono. Tom Boland saying CR7 is back in training with Real Madrid.
No, he's using their facilities. He's training at their training ground, but he's training alone. I was reading the article earlier on, so there's nothing at all in him going back to Real Madrid. The actual quote was. Ronaldo trained alone at Real's Valdebebas base, and there is no option of a return to the Spanish club. So that's it. Somebody had texted me earlier on saying he's training with Real Madrid. No, he's training at Real Madrid.
At Real Madrid.
Big difference between at and with.
Is Lilian Thuram. Not Lilian Thuram, but
Lilian Jungfle.
Lilian Jungfle. I'd say what he's quick enough, isn't he? Strong, big, strong boy. And see why there's a lot of clubs looking at him. That's two fouls he's drawn now in good positions. Yeah. Griezmann on the ball again. 20 minutes to go. Varane on the penalty spot. This is going to be looking to the far post to nod it back. If Varane is that deep, has to be. Ibu, unlucky. That was Fofana, I think. Gets good contact.
Thuram.
Was it Thuram, was it? You should argue to do better there, really, I suppose. But there's Amber back on the ball. I'm not sure what else they could do now, Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any point in going direct to these two centre backs. You know, and I don't think they've got the forwards to be able to do it either. Well, one again. Agrees when he draws the foul from Amrabat. I mean, after, I suppose, bar the first 10 minutes of the second half, France have pretty much been managing this now.
Yeah.
It's
still 20 minutes to go, 20 plus.
They've taken the sting out of it, and you know, they're managing the situation more than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's literally a case, look, as long as I've got the ball, you can't score. I think Chris made the point there, Mbappe less effective through the middle. He is, unless you can play him in on the break. But as someone to play up to and around, yeah, he's a bit selfish, so I don't think it's in his game.
I think you'd probably be nearly better putting Thuram through the middle and leaving Mbappe out where he is.
But Thuram's another one, even at his club. I think he plays at Bayer Leverkusen. He's got a Leverkusen. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he's playing in Germany. But it might be Mönchengladbach. But he plays on the left wing there as well.
Yeah, it's Mönchengladbach.
Yeah. Here he is there now on the left-hand side, looking for the ball across the middle for Fana with a shot, and gone wide. I think this is his first start of the tournament for Fana. Might be his... He might have got a game in that last game of the group stages, but he's done all right. Sides. Oh, unlucky Ibu nicks it again. And Varane comes and nicks that, and Griezmann nicks it, and they're letting the play go on. Is he bringing back for a foul now? Yeah, it was a foul anyway. He started against Tunisia. Yeah. That was a dead rubber game, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't think that's his game, Ocean. He's not really that kind of midfielder. He's definitely more of your second number 6, the one who gets. He might get forward the odd time, but he's definitely not your attacking midfielder. That's for sure. But yeah, Tom's right. Griezmann is popping up everywhere. He's having a great game.
Another attacker about to come on here from Morocco.
Might be.
Is that
Amdallah?
Oh.
Take it again. Go. Oh no.
Needed to get a shot off there.
It's Griezmann.
What a tackle from Griezmann.
That's brilliant. That is just an outstanding bit of football. Here comes France looking on the counter. It's Tchouaméni on the ball. Out to Thuram. Back to Tchouaméni into Theo Hernandez. Fana, and they've just slowed it right down. Now they're going to just manage run. They're going to run Morocco now. Just make them chase the ball. I'm surprised actually is when Dembele is still on the pitch. He's normally made that change by now.
He needed to get a shot off there. Jesus, what was he thinking?
That was his problem. I think he was Hamdallah. Yeah, I think he was.
He clearly hasn't got a left foot. That's the problem. Yeah. The problem there.
Yeah, And if that is the case, that's brilliant defending because they showed him that side. There's Amrabat looking to spray it out left. Bit much on the ball, but he nicked it through, and Varane nicks it away. But Morocco back on the ball again. Referees letting him play advantage. Pretty weak cross from Abdallah.
It was with his left foot. He was probably better off not having a shot that time, actually.
I can kind of see it now. Koundé does well to stay up on his feet there and just force him to make a decision. Is that the sub being subbed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an attacker for a defender. Here's Dembele gone now.
Let's see who he brings on, because that'll be telling as to the French mindset. Dembele coming off. He had a decent game without being outstanding in any way, but he was solid enough. Colomouani. One I don't know. I know very little about.
Eintracht Frankfurt striker.
So some show of faith from manager.
I was going to say, like, if you brought on like a midfielder or a defender there, it's but he's actually put on a forward player for a forward player.
Good. Yes, Mbappe on the ball. Thuram shifted back onto his right foot, double check, and Mbappe take it through, and it's 2. And there is the man who's just come on the pitch.
Only on the pitch. First touch.
Wow. What a moment. What a moment for the kid. That is mad. What a moment for him.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes to go. Yeah, it's harsh on Morocco, but to be honest, with the chances that Morocco had, they never really worked Lloris enough. And France have always looked dangerous on the counter. Lovely touch inside by Mbappe. It goes on a bit of a mazy run. The deflection took the defenders out of it. I don't think there's a lot they can do with this. They're all attracted to the ball. He was on his toes a bit, I suppose. That's about the only thing. It's about the only thing you can say. But Colomouani, what an absolute debut! What World Cup semi-final. Here, have a tap in. The moment for the rest of his life.
You kind of feel sorry for Morocco. The first goal is deflected into Hernandez's path, and the second goal is deflected into Mouani's path.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were torn apart in any way, shape, or form.
No, far from it.
Look, they can go home with their heads held high.
But 10 minutes to go, and for me now, I just hope. I hope they don't get exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting show, actually, Chris, because that'll be the game on Saturday, Morocco against Croatia. And it'd be interesting to see what Croatia put out, how seriously they take this third place game. You know, for a lot of their players, it's going to be their last hurrah, their last international game. There's Mbappe on the ball. Hakimi forces him out wide, chases him all the way back. And then recycle the ball back to Ibu Kanate, out to Varane to go the other way. It's a good way to put it, Matt. The best player of a generation versus the next generation's best player. If it could be Ronaldo v Messi, this was exactly what FIFA wanted. It couldn't be Ronaldo v Messi. I think if TV companies were picking their final, then this is the one they want. Milan said Croatia will 100% take it seriously. Guaranteed. Yeah, they will. So will Morocco. I mean, for most countries, this is a meaningless game. But I think for the likes of Croatia, for the likes of Morocco, they will take it as seriously as it goes. And it's Wednesday now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they have a long enough break to recover. Croatia have the extra day, obviously, but that's just so harsh. That deflection took left back out of the game completely. So it's a moment that he will remember for the rest of his days. No, it doesn't give you automatic qualification, Wizard. No, it's the only countries that automatically qualify for a World Cup are the hosts.
It used to be the
used to
holders,
be winners,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to be the winners, but now that they're doing 2 and 3 countries hosting a World Cup, it can't be one for everyone in the audience. There's a bit of handbags now.
Yeah.
Ibu standing in to protect Varane. Ref is having a word with Varane now. No need to be getting involved. Well,
it's not the third and fourth place playoff. It's also a massive game for
the nations.
Not belittling Croatia, but for a nation of their size and for even Morocco to finish third is still a massive achievement.
Huge. Ball comes in again, cleared by Griezmann. He's been outstanding. Do you know one thing I found with doing these watch-alongs, right? And we've done a fair few of them now. Watching them without TV commentary, you're not influenced by what commentators or pundits are saying whatsoever. So you're watching the game on its merit, and you could be watching something and seeing something completely different to how the rest of people are seeing it. But it's just different for me. I find it really doesn't happen often that I'd watch a game like this without them, just in silence.
Yeah.
There's Amber bat on it again. Has to look for that switch. It's a bit much on it, I think. Got it right, but it just seems to be a high floaty one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But again, he's showing for the ball all the time. Cross comes in from deep, gets a head on it, but comes all the way out to Ziyech. Has to get inside the box there. Nah. The one touch took it away from...
They haven't thrown enough of those balls into the box.
They haven't, no. And they haven't got a couple of big lads up front. I wouldn't say they're monsters or anything, but... Yeah. Do you remember Fred versus Ibu last season? Hilarious photos. Yeah, it definitely was.
Literally
it was one of those
them up with one hand and pushed them out of the way.
Yeah, it's like, little man, just go away. The big boys are talking here. again, this is 2 games on the bounce now where Mbappe has, barred the odd moments, he's been pretty anonymous. I think, I just think it's he's had a quiet game again. He was quiet against England. Why didn't you just book him? He's time wasting. Yeah, he shouldn't be anywhere near the ball at all. Sakimi on the ball, looking to get to the byline. Keeps it in. I thought he definitely keeps that in. Like to see that again. Like to see that again. Yeah, spot on, John. He was just laughing his head off while he was doing it. Like, if the ref ain't going to book him, then they'll carry on doing it. Don't blame him one bit. France just showing experience and managed their way to get into another final. Yeah. You got to give them the credit, right? Ever since they created La Fontaine in France, the French Football Academy, you look at the success of the national team on the back of that. It is unreal, considering before that I think they won the Euros in '84. They got to a semi-final in, was it 82? But generally, French football was kind of seen like how the Spanish used to be for years, just also runs, And the truth is, in 1982, the Republic of Ireland should have qualified. We were robbed out of going to that World Cup. France beat us on, I don't know, it was goal difference or by a point, but we should have gone to that World Cup, and France shouldn't have qualified. And they went to a semi-final with the likes of Platini, and we were sat at home watching it. But ever since they won the World Cup, the rights to host the World Cup in '98, and they'd set up the academy at Clairefontaine before that, they've just been churning out generation after generation of players, player after player after player. Yeah, they always had the odd superstar, but you look at them now, and they probably do have the best squad.
Yeah, I was only having an argument with somebody earlier on about, well, I have this argument an awful lot between Messi and Ronaldo, or Messi and Maradona, and they always throw in the argument of how many Ballon d'Ors did Messi win, but obviously Maradona didn't qualify for the Ballon d'Or in most of his playing career because it only actually changed in '95 to. So up until '95, it was European Player of the Year. Yeah. So it didn't include players from around the world. And then in '95, it became players from around the world, but they had to be playing in Europe. And then I think it might have been only 2007 or 2007 where it became all players from all around the world. And you had Platini won the Ballon d'Or, effectively what was the Ballon d'Or in '83, '84, and '85. And in '91, Jean-Pierre Papin won it. So you're right, they did from time to time have these kind of like star players, but they were never fantastic teams.
No, they really weren't. They had, even back in the '80s, you had a couple of decent players. Jean Tigana would have been one. Didier Six.
I think Tigana actually came runner-up in the Ballon d'Or to Platini one year.
Yeah, but it's the way I look at that argument, the Messi Maradona one. Messi has been consistently at this level for 15 years. And even when
in terms of longevity, there's no argument.
Yeah, and I think that's where Messi wins it.
Ability, I think, is what, like, it's so hard to describe Maradona. Like, he was built like a tank, and yet there was players able to, like, there's players tackling him, not even giving fouls away that would be red cards these days.
Yeah, And they weren't exactly playing on carpets like they are now.
Exactly.
But at the same time, the dedication that Messi showed in looking after himself, first and foremost, that for me, I mean, there's many other. That's a lovely touch from Mbappe.
Oh,
He's just fancying it now. Hakimi just read that there. I've seen that in training too many times to be done by this. But no, I look at the way I always have Messi over ahead of him, purely and simply for longevity, the consistency, and the dedication. Talent is talent. Talent gets you so far. It's the rest that make you different. Yeah, there's been a lot of talented players.
That's another thing that people say. Like again in a WhatsApp chat, it was like, but Messi's playing against players that are better defenders and have access to sports science and all this. And I was like, no, they both played against the best defenders of their day. Had access to the same facilities as Maradona had, and these defenders have access to the same facilities as Messi has. You can't compare. Like, it's so difficult to compare like different generational players. But just Maradona was unbelievable.
I was a great player. That's not taking anything away from him. Shot, and it's just over the bar. It's gone for a corner. He shot, calling for a corner. Fans are distraught, but the fans can be so proud of this team. I mean, out of nothing, they had absolutely no right whatsoever to be in this position.
No.
And they've made a great showing of this. Bounced off Ibu there. He got nothing out of that. But they haven't been played off the park in any stretch.
No,
stretch of the
definitely not. That's how and it wasn't even a sitting in thing and kind of spoiling the game. They've got out to try.
They've made the game. They've made the most of it.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
Oh,
it just.
Give them a go.
Off the line. Oh my days. Kunde just clears it off the line.
What's he checking?
It might be checking for a possible handball, but I don't think there was. They'll just check to see if there was a handball a possible handball in the block, but there wasn't. But they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Morocco can be so proud of this team. I mean, what a ride. And he's going for the bicycle kick again.
No, I get that, Matt, but I'm just talking about... So there's no denying Messi and his goals, his assists, the number of games he's played, the trophies he's won, etc. Longevity, 100%. Messi is the best ever in my eyes. But in terms of actual football ability, I don't think I've ever seen somebody that has that kind of affinity or a relationship with a football as Maradona had. Like, it was like he had the football under a spell at times. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Ronaldinho had that.
True.
They've always been those type of players. Cruyff was another one. Best. There's always been those type of players who for 2 or 3 years, in Maradona's case, probably 5 years, they're absolutely on their own. But Messi has done that threefold. And I think the one thing you could say about Messi is what created Messi was having Ronaldo to push him. And vice versa. They needed each other because if he was that far ahead on his own, he wouldn't be as good.
Yeah. And that's probably maybe what, in Maradona's case, it was literally only Maradona.
Yeah. And remember at the time, the English clubs were banned in Europe. The European ban came in after ISO, so he'd won the World Cup in '86, so he didn't get to play. And the Champions League, that's it. It's over. France in the final. But yeah, I'd love to have seen what Maradona would have been like in the Champions League era, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that's a debate for another show. But France against Argentina in the final. Man of the match, bias head on.
That's nice there, Giroud talking to the Moroccan manager.
Yeah. Phenomenal achievement for France, back-to-back finals.
It was far from a cakewalk for them as well, wasn't it?
Oh no, they had to work for it.
Yeah.
And the one good thing I'm liking is the French players aren't over celebrating. They're not over.
Yeah.
Like you saw with a lot of, even Argentina last night, over celebrating for me, getting into you've got into a final, now you got to go and win it. They've got into finals before and blown up. Don't know what you're celebrating getting into. You can celebrate on the pitch, and just go and thank the fans and what have you, but it's a semi-final win. You haven't won anything. It is like they literally just ran onto the pitch and then just like, yeah. Now we'll just go and pick each other up off the floor. Congratulations, happy days. They're happy enough with their achievement, but they're not rubbing their faces in it either, which I like to see. A bit classy.
So you have France winning the final, Kevin?
Yeah, I do. I just think they got more tools. I think they got more ways to hurt Argentina, but Argentina are resolute and defiant. It's going to be a really good final. I wouldn't like to call it. I hope France win it. I'd rather see France win it for Ibu's sake, but I couldn't care less whether Messi wins a World Cup or not. It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I want Argentina to win it so I can win loads of money.
Look, there is that side of it. I get that.
I had them in a sweep. Well, do you know what? Last night I had Croatia and Argentina in a sweep, so I was.
You're winning either way.
Guaranteed winning something anyway. So
you're winning something either way. But when you look at that draw all the way through, are the two best sides in the final? You often see World Cups where the best sides go out. You can see it. World Cups are littered with it.
Best sides in terms of performance in the World Cup. So, obviously, there are probably better sides that have gone out. Brazil, obviously, was everybody's kind of winner. But in terms of performances, look, you had Argentina that lost their first game, but I think they've played really well since then. Yeah. So, probably, you do have the two better sides in the final, or the teams that have played the best, I think, are probably in the final.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I wouldn't say, if you turn around to me and say, are these four sides that have been in the same, are these four sides the best sides in the world? No, they're not.
No.
But they've shown that all you have to do is put 6 results together to get to a semi-final, or to get to a final. Put 6 results together inside a month period of football. That's all you have to do to get into a World Cup final. And France against Argentina, it's a pick 'em. It's a 50-50 final. And I suppose as fans, that's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
That you get a game that is, that is what you want to see in a final. That both sides turn up and we see a proper game.
Yeah, look, a little less than a month ago, I looked at the French squad and I thought, wow, wow. And that was before they lost Nkunku and Benzema, but even still, even after losing those players, who else did they lose?
Pogba, Kante.
Yeah, but I think they were probably, we knew they were probably gone, but I think
I don't think they play anyway. Yeah, I don't think they'd play
lost
anyway.
Nkunku and Benzema kind of close enough to the start of it. Was there somebody else? Was Ndabele? Was that not Ndabele? What's the lad that plays at the back? Kimpembe. I think he was ruled out as well.
Kimpembe was ruled out late on.
But even with those players gone, they still have an unbelievable squad.
They do. I don't think Kante would have played anyway. I don't think Kante would have gone. I think Kante is about a year and a half past his best. He's just he can't get fit now. Pogba, I just don't rate him anyway. But I think this French side now is a serious side. You know, they are a serious side.
Like you look at the players that they've not used. Has Camavinga played at all in the World Cup?
I think if it would have been small minutes, he might have got. I don't think he's showed any key role in any of this.
Coleman never came on tonight. Camavinga, Upamecano obviously isn't well, but he was on the bench.
Rabiot's as well.
Pavard.
So. Yeah, Pavard is probably Pavard is injured in the tournament, I think, and so is Hernandez. Not Theo, the other Hernandez, Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah.
He got injured in the tournament.
But now these are Pavard, Saliba, Upamecano. I'll say Guendouzi because Guendouzi's having an unbelievable season at Marseille.
He's playing really well.
Camavinga and Coleman, they were all on the bench tonight. Wow, you could nearly make up half a team.
That's why I say they're the best equipped squad to win the tournament, and it looks like they're having to